Okay, so now we're going to go over an example of how to use conjunctional normal form. Now, this can be a little bit confusing to learn the first time, and so I learned a trick that makes this so much easier. I myself am not a master of it, but with this trick, I mean, it's really easy to get it right. So I'm going to show that to you right here. So on my board here, I have an example. So here in our table, as you can see, we have P, Q, and R. We have true, true, false, 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 true, and then the results are true, false, false, false. So, for example, as we can see, if P is true and Q is false, that is the only time that R will be true, the rest will be false. So this is the example table we're going to use. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify all the parts of this table, all the scenarios where R is going to equal false. And the reason we want to do that, let me grab my marker real quick, just to make it easier for you to see that R is the result. So this way there's no confusions. So the reason that we are going to do that is we are trying to find each of these scenarios at which we end up with a false statement. So we have the first one right here, the second one right here, and the third one right here. So there are three falses in total. One, two, three. And as you can see, these are the scenarios that will result in R being false. P being true and Q being true, P being false and Q being false, and P being false and Q being true. These scenarios will result in R being false. So what we're going to do actually is we're going to turn this into disjunctional normal form. And so we're going to take each of the scenarios that this results in F and turn that into a simple disjunctional normal form. Now we know disjunctional normal form is a disjunction of conjunctions. So what we have is P and Q, which true and true. So false and false, which not P and not Q. And false and true, not P and Q. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually flip everything and reverse it into conjunctional normal form. So we actually end up with is not P or not Q, and P or Q, and P and not Q. And believe it or not, that is correct conjunctional form. I know it's a little bit funny, it's a weird trick I learned, but that is correct. That is conjunctional normal form right there. And you see how it's the exact opposite of the disjunctional normal form. It's much easier to create a disjunctional normal form than it is to create a conjunctional normal form. Of course, it's actually much easier to prove this valid than this valid. But it's much easier to create this than this. So the easiest way to create a conjunctional normal form is to create a disjunctional normal form. It's super easy to do that. You're literally just jotting this, all the stars down like equal false into here, and then reversing it. So that this way, you now end up with a conjunctional normal form instead of a disjunctional normal form. I hope that makes sense to you. If you have any more questions, please let me know. And that is how you create conjunctional normal form.